The best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Now at 4, stunning fall from grace. Governor Cuomo resigns under escalating political pressure after the bombshell report accusing him of sexual misconduct. Good afternoon. We thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Pasquarella.
And I'm Adam Cooperstein in for David Ushery. Governor Cuomo was one of the most prominent Democratic governors in America. He was applauded, of course, early last year for his leadership guiding New York during the pandemic, though today he resigned in disgrace after months of controversy and growing pressure, saying he no longer wants to be a distraction to New Yorkers.
The governor's resignation will take effect 2 weeks from today on August 24th, making way for Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul to take over, becoming the first woman to lead the state. We have a team of reporters covering every angle of this story this afternoon. We start with News 4's Andrew Siff live at the governor's Midtown office. Andrew.
Natalie, no question about it. Until the governor actually said it, no one knew what he was going to say. Almost every elected official in the state had been calling for his resignation for the last week. Many of them had been calling for his resignation for months, but the governor had resisted until today, giving New Yorkers 2 weeks' notice.
My instinct is to fight through this controversy.
He fought back for a week, but today Governor Andrew Cuomo, in his first public appearance since the Attorney General's report, suddenly shifted gears.
Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Kathy Hochul would take the oath 2 weeks from now, becoming the first woman to lead the state. Today, the lieutenant governor said, as someone who has served at all levels of government and is next in the line of succession, I am prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor.
She can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
The stunning announcement came about 10 minutes after Cuomo's most detailed response to the AG's assertion he sexually harassed 11 women.
The reaction was outrage. It should have been. However, it was also false.
The governor alternated between refuting his accusers and apologizing to them, notably a female state trooper who accused Cuomo of touching her inappropriately.
I want to personally apologize to her and her family. I have the greatest respect for her and for the New York State Police.
The governor's resignation speech minutes after his lawyer blasted the Assembly's pre-impeachment hearing in Albany as a rush to judgment against her client.
He's been convicted in the media and the Assembly. Most of the members have made up their mind without hearing the other side.
Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie said this has been a tragic chapter in our state's history. Governor Cuomo's resignation is the right decision. Meanwhile, AG Letitia James said today closes a sad chapter for all of New York, but it's an important step towards justice. I thank Governor Cuomo for his contributions to our state. The ascension of our Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will help New York enter a new day. And Lindsey Boylan, the first of 11 accusers, said, my hope always has been this will make it safer for other women to report their own harassment and abuse. The governor turned personal near the end of his speech today with a message to his 3 daughters.
I want them to know from the bottom of my heart that I never did and I never would intentionally disrespect a woman or treat any woman differently than I would want them treated. And that is the God's honest truth.
He then waved from behind the wheel of his state-issued Dodge Charger, drove to the heliport, and took off for Albany. Now, the Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins called today a somber day for the state of New York. Governor Cuomo took no questions as he left his office today and headed back for Albany. We're live on the east side. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
Okay, Andrew, thank you. And as these reactions come in, we just heard from Democratic ally of Governor Cuomo, President Biden, who weighed in on the resignation.
I respect the governor's decision, and I respect the decision he made.
The president did call on the governor to resign last week after the investigation was released by the attorney general. Now, we've heard Governor Cuomo talk many times about growing up in Queens. News 4's Pei Chang is there in his home borough with reaction. Pei.
Yeah, you know, exactly. What do people think here? This is the hometown of Andrew Cuomo, where he grew up, where he was raised to be the politician that he is. How do they feel about the resignation? Turns out it was pretty much divided. Some saying it was time to go, and others saying they were willing to give him time to hear his case.
It's always sad when something happens like this. It's always sad.
New Yorkers reacting to news of Governor Andrew Cuomo's resignation.
And it's very disappointing to me, but I don't condone what he did.
Cuomo was facing mounting pressure to resign, including from President Biden, after an investigation substantiated reports he sexually harassed women, including those who worked for him.
This country has a standard. You're accused of something like that and the evidence is out, so yeah, you should step down.
It's a pleasure to be home for me. Queens is home.
The governor often spoke proudly about his Queens upbringing, and folks in Hollis appreciated that. Not everyone welcomed news of his resignation. Are you surprised he resigned?
Not with the amount of pressure that came. No, I'm not surprised.
I don't think it was proved. It's still ongoing. You know, it didn't hit the trial yet, so we can't even say if it's proved or not.
And more than a few people told us that because of the great work that he's done as governor and his pandemic response, they would have at least liked to give him the chance and maybe see if this impeachment trial what would happen at the end of that. But alas, he made that decision for himself after he resigned today. We're live from Hollis, Queens. Paisley Chang, News 4 New York.
All right, Paisley, thanks for the latest where you are. And from Queens, we head now to Mount Kisco in Westchester County, where the governor also lived. News 4's Linda Beccaro is there with reaction. Linda.
And Natalie, the governor has deep roots in this area, living in the area, having a home here for many years, which sold just in December. He also has raised the daughters that he referred to in his speech here today here in the area. But neighbors here tell me while they do appreciate what the governor has done for the state, they say that they feel it's time for a change.
You have the hummus, baba ganoush.
In the town of Mount Kisco, it's not uncommon to see one of its more well-known residents at a local eatery, including the Turk restaurant.
He used to come to our restaurant when he was doing, visiting.
The restaurant is on South Moger Avenue by the Mount Kisco train station, not far from the home Cuomo shared with Sandra Lee for years on Bittersweet Lane, and in the town where he usually votes at the Presbyterian Church. Today's announcement coming as a big about-face from a year ago when the state was in the grip of COVID.
Everyone that you would speak to were glued to the TV screens, watching him and get our state through it, and now it's just really a big disappointment and unfortunate.
I feel like the walls were just caving in on him and he didn't have a choice.
If you're not guilty, why walk away? That's my reaction.
I really appreciate everything he did for that, but I do feel it's time that men who think they're in powerful positions and can get away with saying things, I think it's time it stops.
In a statement, the Westchester County executive says times have changed, as they should. We welcome incoming Governor Hochul and look forward to moving together in the right direction. Hochul to be the state's first female governor.
Woohoo, first female for a lot of things, so that's awesome.
I just think this was a really strong lesson to men in power and men not in power that treat women with respect.
So a lot of strong reaction here, but again, people here feeling that with all of these accusations out there, that it was certainly time for a change. And they were surprised to hear the announcement today, but they agree that they feel that it was time for a move. Reporting live from Mount Kisco, I'm Linda Beccaro, News 4 New York. Back to you.
Okay, Linda, thank you so much. Mayor de Blasio has had a contentious relationship with Governor Cuomo, to say the least. The mayor is out of town on vacation this week, but shortly after the announcement, he went on Twitter and wrote, "Make no mistake, this is the result of survivors bravely telling their stories. It was past time for Andrew Cuomo to resign, and it's for the good of all New York." U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer released this statement, said, quote, "I want to commend the brave women who stepped forward and courageously told their stories. There's no place for sexual harassment, and today's announcement by Governor Cuomo to resign was the right decision for the good of the people of New York." U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand echoed Senator Schumer's statement about the women who came forward and added, quote, "New York now has a chance to move forward and build a new culture of leadership. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul is an exceptional public servant and will be an excellent governor." So, what happens next to the impeachment inquiry and the other investigations the governor is facing? Chief investigative reporter Jonathan Dietz joins us now with all of that. John.
Yeah, Adam, let's start with impeachment first. we're told by legislators that there was near unanimous support for impeaching him, and then in the Senate for removing him. It all now comes down to political will. Is there any political will left in the sails now that the governor has announced that he will resign? That is the question moving forward. Some folks we spoke with say they doubt that it exists, that they will not move forward with impeachment now, given that he has agreed to step down within 14 days. If for some reason the momentum picks back up to seek impeachment, the question now is, one, can it be done? It's unprecedented because the 14 days could run out, and then they're going after a former governor, and that has never been done before, an impeachment of a former governor. So that to be decided, resolved in the days ahead. As for the criminal investigation, the Albany DA and sheriff today said the complaint filed by Brittany Camiso, that investigation is very much ongoing despite today's political developments. For other DAs, the Manhattan DA and others also taking a look at the Attorney General findings to see if there was any criminal conduct by the governor. The Attorney General, as of today, was still investigating Cuomo's book deal to see if there was any improper use of state resources by staff to help him write that and research that book. Meanwhile, the feds are still doing their investigation into whether Governor Cuomo and or the administration improperly disclosed or reported nursing home death data. And as part of that, they are also taking a look into Cuomo's multi-million-dollar book deal. All this as Cuomo still has millions left in his campaign war chest. And we spoke with electional expert Jerry Goldfeder, who told us he can use that campaign war chest to pay legal defense bills, but he can't use it to pay any sort of civil lawsuit settlement. That he can also use that money for a possible future campaign. He could use it to donate to other campaigns. He can use it to donate to charities. That's what he can do with his campaign war chest. What happens to the governor now? Where does he go live? He's been living in the Albany mansion. No word yet on his next steps. His attorney, Rita Glavin, tried to do a point-by-point counter of claims made by the 11 women that they sexually harassed him, that there was this abuse. Again, he denies it, but he says he is leaving because he understands the political reality that he no longer has any more support in Albany and across the state. Back to you.
All right, John, thanks for the breakdown there. We want to continue on with what's next. With Cuomo's resignation, New York will get its first female leader when Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul takes the oath of office. Today, she said she's prepared to become New York State's 57th governor. While her name might not be as familiar to you, she has dedicated her life to public service. News 4's Erica Byfield has a closer look at her life and her career.
Born in Buffalo, the second oldest of 6 kids, Kathy Hochul grew up working class, the daughter of parents who ran a flower shop. She once told a reporter for the NBC station in Buffalo that she knows what it's like to struggle. For a while, her family lived in an upstate mobile home park.
They always brought us back here to remember where we came from, and that's something that always makes me empathize with people, part of who I am.
Who she is started to come into focus at Syracuse University, where she organized a boycott to encourage the university to divest from apartheid South Africa and saw the possibilities in activism and politics. There was an internship at the State Assembly and law school at Catholic University in Washington, D.C., where she met her husband, Bill Hochul.
What I loved about her, though, is the same thing I continue to love about her. She is extremely passionate.
The couple lived in Washington, with Hochul working as an aide to U.S. Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. But when she became a mom of 2, everything changed.
She gave all of it up to raise a family.
Back in New York, Hochul thought if she ever worked again, it would be in the background.
And so I didn't have confidence, and I just didn't have any confidence that I could do much more than be somebody's behind-the-scenes person.
At 35, that changed. Something clicked. She ran for local office.
I think now's my time. So then it just, everything else since then, it's just been something that came my way and I seized it.
She was on the Hamburg Town Board just south of Buffalo for 14 years, later becoming Erie County Clerk before winning an upset special election in 2011 to become a member of Congress. She only served one term. She was working for a bank in 2014 when Governor Andrew Cuomo asked her to be his number 2.
I was thrilled. I really was so excited about that opportunity. And this came and it's like, you know what, I still have more to give.
In 2015, Hochul was elected as New York's lieutenant governor. Since then, she's been the governor's chief advocate and a celebrated road warrior, every year visiting every county in person. The pandemic didn't change that. She's championed causes like opioid abuse and college sexual assault.
Part of my philosophy of not looking or thinking beyond allows me to do the best job as I can, and I'm going to continue doing that.
The sexual harassment scandal surrounding Andrew Cuomo thrust her into the limelight. When the allegations first surfaced, she took a wait-and-see approach. In February, she said, everyone deserves to have their voice heard and taken seriously, adding she supports an independent review. When the AG announced an investigation by 2 independent attorneys, Hochul said, I am confident everyone's voice will be heard and taken seriously. Her most forceful statement coming after the release of that scathing AG report. Hochul saying, I believe these brave women and admire their courage coming forward. No one is above the law. Under the New York Constitution, the Assembly will now determine the next steps.
Erica Byfield, News 4, New York.
Now, this is definitely not the first time scandals have rocked New York politics, from former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer to Attorney General Eric Schneiderman and, of course, Anthony Weiner resigning, just to name a few. And we're going to take a closer look at that link coming up on News 4 at 5:30. And coming up in the next half hour, a look back at the governor's long political career. And for a complete breakdown of the fallout and Cuomo's entire speech, you can head to our website, NBCNewYork.com.